Lessons, lesson 16. 16th lesson. Reserving rooms. Here we here we here we are. This is our hotel, isn't it?
Yes, there's the name, the Capitol Hotel. Shall I look after the baggage, or will you?
Well, if you'll see to the baggage and pay the driver, I'll go in and see about rooms.
Okay. Where shall I find you?
I'll wait for you in the lobby. Don't be long.
I'll come as soon as I can.
Good morning. Can you give me 2 single rooms with bath? If you don't have them, a double room will do.
We're practically full up, but we're practically full up, but I'll see. How long do you intend to stay? How long do you intend to stay?
We expect to be here for a week at least, perhaps 2.
Yes, you can have 2 rooms with a connecting bath on the 2nd floor.
I hope they're quiet. I hope they're quiet.
I think you'll find they are. They face the courtyard.
How much are they?
$15 a night.
All right. We'll take them.
Will you register, please?
Name, address, business connection, signature. Is that all?
Yes. Yes, that's all, thank you. And here are your keys. The bellboy will show you to your rooms and take your baggage up for you.
Lesson 17. 17th lesson. At the restaurant. In all large towns, there are plenty of restaurants, cafes, coffee shops, and drugstores with lunch counters. All the large hotels have dining rooms or restaurants like the one in the picture. Each little party of guests have their own table, and every table, as you see, has its own lamp. In the picture, you can see several couples dancing at the far end of the room near the orchestra. One of the waiters is standing near the buffet, where there are cold dishes of various kinds. Another's carrying a tray with a bottle of wine and 2 wine glasses on it. He'll put the bottle of wine into the ice bucket to keep it cool. Meals in America are much the same as in other countries, with the exception of breakfast. With the exception of breakfast. I expect you've heard all about the American breakfast. I expect you've heard all about the American breakfast, with its fruit or cereal. I expect you've heard all about the American breakfast, with its fruit or cereal, bacon and eggs, toast, cereal, cereal, bacon and eggs, toast, jam, jam and coffee or tea. Tea. Very few people like chocolate or very few people like chocolate or cocoa for breakfast. The two main meals of the day, lunch and dinner, was the main meal. The two main meals of the day, lunch and dinner, are both more or less alike. Most people have lunch about 12:30 or 1 o'clock, and dinner at 6:30, and dinner at half past 6 o'clock, and dinner at half past 6 or later.
Lesson 18. Lesson 18. 18th lesson. Ordering a meal. Is it table free, waiter? Table free, waiter.
I'm sorry, sir, but those two tables have just been reserved by telephone. That one over there is free. Sorry, sir, but those two tables have just been reserved by telephone. That one over there is free. That one over there is free.
That's too bad. That's too bad. That's too bad. We wanted to be near the dance floor. Still. It doesn't matter. We'll take it. Still. It doesn't matter. We'll take it. The menu, please. The menu, please.
Here you are, sir. Will you dine a la carte or take one of the special dinners?
Well, let's see. What do you think, darling?
Oh, I don't want much to eat. I don't want much to eat. I'm not very hungry. I'm not very hungry. I think I'll have oxtail soup and fish with French fried potatoes. Fish with French fried potatoes. I'll have some oxtail soup and fish with French fried potatoes.
I'm rather hungry. I'm rather hungry. I'll start with some hors d'oeuvre.
And to follow?
Broiled steak with baked potatoes and peas.
Will you have anything to drink, sir?
Well, I am rather thirsty. Bring me a bottle of beer. Steve, 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 bring me a bottle of of beer. Cream, please. Cream, please. Please. And we'll have 2 coffees, please.
Black or with cream?
Cream, please. Cream.
With cream.
Cream, please. Oh, and 2 liqueur. 2 liqueur. 2 liqueur. What a wonderful waltz they're playing. What a wonderful waltz they're playing. Let's dance. Sir, what a wonderful waltz they're playing. Let's dance.
I'd love to. I'd love to.
Waiter, check, please.
Very good. Very good. Very good, sir.
Here you are. Here you are.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir.
Check, please.
Very good, sir.
Here you are. Here you are.
Thank you very much, sir.
Lesson 19. 19th lesson. Numerals, time, numerals, time and dates. If I want to know the time, I look at my watch. I have a gold wristwatch with a leather strap. It keeps fairly good time, but occasionally it goes wrong. When it does, I take it to a jeweler and have it repaired, cleaned, and regulated. I don't think you'll find it very difficult to tell time in English. First of all, let's deal with the hours. We say it's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and so on. 12 o'clock may refer to midnight or to midday. Then for the quarters, we say, for instance, it's 8:15, 8:30, 1/4 to 9. Sometimes people just say 8:15 instead of 8:15, and 8:30 instead of 8:30. We say other times as follows: 5 minutes past 8, or simply 5:08. Similarly, 10 past 8, 20 past 8, 25 past 8, 25 of 9, or 8:35.
20 of 9, 10 of 9, 5 of 9. Referring to dates, we say, for instance, Thomas Jefferson was born on the 13th of April, 1743, and died on the 4th of July, 1826. Be careful to pronounce distinctly 13, 30, 14, 40, 15, 50, 16, 60, and so on. Then learn
100, 100, 101, 276, 1,000, 3,387. Lesson 20. 20th lesson. Days and months. Asking the time.
Do you know the days of the week?
Yes. Sunday. Monday. Tuesday. Yes. Sunday. Tuesday. Wednesday. Thursday. Friday. Saturday. Now, let's assume that
Saturday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
now, let's assume that today is Wednesday. What day will what day will tomorrow be?
Thursday, 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 Thursday.
And the day after tomorrow? After the day and the day after tomorrow?
Friday,
What day was yesterday?
Tuesday,
And the day before yesterday?
Monday.
As it happens, last Monday was my birthday.
Is that so? What is that so? Well, many happy returns of the day.
Thank.
Happy returns of the day.
Thank you. And now let's have the names of the months.
Certainly. 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 January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, August, September, October, November, December.
Good. Oh, can you tell me the right time, please?
Well, my watch says five past 2. Says my watch says five past 2. Is five past 2. But it's no use relying on it, because sometimes it's fast and sometimes it's slow.
Lesson 20. Lesson 21. 21st lesson. American money. If you're going to the United States, you'll naturally want to know something about the money. There is one copper coin, the cent or penny. Then there's the nickel, a 5-cent piece. The other coins are the dime, or 10-cent piece, the quarter, or 25-cent piece, the $half, or 50-cent piece, and the silver dollar, which is worth 100 cents, or 10 dimes. The silver dollar, which is worth 100 cents, or 10 dimes, or 4 quarters. Then there's the $1 bill and the $5 bill in common use. And for larger sums, there are $10 bills, $20 bills, and so on. Occasionally, you'll get a $2 bill. There's no gold in circulation. In the West, your purse may be heavy with silver dollars. Sometimes you will hear the slang term buck, which stands for $1. To sum up, there are 5 cents in a nickel, 10 cents in a dime, 25 cents in a quarter, 50 cents in a half dollar, and 100 cents in a dollar.
Lesson 22. 22nd lesson. At the bank.
To change some... Can you change some money for me, please?
Certainly. What is it you wish to change? What is it you wish to change?
Please.
Certainly. What is it you wish to change?
Here it is. Some French francs, Swiss francs, British pounds, and a few Dutch guilders. You'd better count them.
If you'll wait a moment, I'll find out the rates of exchange. Here we are. Let me see. Let me see. That'll make $82.50 altogether. How would you like it?
Would you please give me seven $10 bills, 2 $5 bills, 2 $1 bills, and the rest in small change?
Certainly. Here you are. Here you are. Here you are. Certainly. Here you are. Will that do? Will that do?
Would you mind changing a quarter for me? I want to make a phone call and I haven't any change. Thank you. By the way, can I open an account here?
You'll have to see the manager about that. If you'll kindly go to that window marked Accounts, he'll attend to you.
Good afternoon. My name is Anderson. I should like to open an account with you.
A savings or checking account?
Well, I want to be able to pay for things by check. Check.
Then you want a checking account. How much money do you want to deposit?
$1,200.
Will you give me some references?
Certainly.
Thank you. Here's a check. When you write a check, be sure to include the date and your signature.
Lesson 23. 23rd lesson. Postal services. There are post offices in every city and nearly every town in the country. If you want to mail an ordinary letter, a postcard, or a small package, you needn't go to the post office. You can drop it in the nearest mailbox. You can't always recognize them easily in the United States. On the streets, they are painted dark green. Mailboxes are emptied several times a day. If you want your letter to travel more quickly than by ordinary mail, you can send it by airmail or special delivery. Letters are delivered to your home or office by a postman or mailman. Here you can see what the inside of a post office looks like. On one side of the counter, you see several customers. On the other side, the clerk. One of the people in the picture is buying postage stamps. Another is registering a letter. The third is writing a card. If you want to buy stamps, you must go to the right window. If you go to the wrong one, you will only waste your time. Go to the wrong one, you will You will only waste your time. If you want to send a package, you hand it to the clerk, who weighs it on a scale and charges you the necessary amount. If you want to send a telegram, you can either take it to the nearest telegraph office or dictate it over the telephone. In most drugstores and also in many other public places, there are payphone booths from which you can make a call. All you have to do is lift the receiver, put into the slot the money required, and when you hear the dial tone, dial the first two letters of the exchange you want, followed by the numbers. Lesson 24, 24th lesson. At the post office.
Excuse me. Can you tell me the way to the nearest post office?
I'm sorry, I can't. I'm a stranger here myself. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm a stranger here myself. Perhaps that man over there will be able to help you.
Thank you. I'm sorry to bother you, but can you tell me the way to the nearest post office?
Yes, it's on High Street. As a matter of fact, I'm going that way myself. So if you'll come with me, I'll show you.
That's very kind of you.
There it is, that building over there.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Do you mind telling me where I can get stamps and register a letter?
At the next window.
A small book of airmail stamps, please, and a large stamped envelope.
Will this size do?
Yes, thank you. That's just right. Would you mind telling me what the postage on this letter will be?
4 cents by ordinary mail, or 7 cents by airmail.
Now I want to send a telegram.
Well. Mail.
Now I want to send a telegram.
Well, for that, you will have to go to the telegraph office, which is 3 doors down the street.
Thank you.
Lesson 25. 25th lesson. Travel. For people who want to travel, either on pleasure or business, there are various means of transportation. You may choose, for instance, the humble, inexpensive bicycle. The humble, inexpensive bicycle. The humble, inexpensive bicycle. The humble, inexpensive bicycle. Bicycle. And there's the motorcycle, which is quick and cheap, but for long journeys it's tiring. In an automobile, you can travel comfortably for long distances without getting too tired. Luxurious ships cross seas and oceans from one continent to another. Airplanes carry passengers to various parts of the world, but most of us still have to use trains. Look at this picture of a busy railroad station. A train train is standing at one of the platforms, ready to leave. Some of the passengers are looking out of the windows, watching the latecomers, who are hurrying along, looking for empty seats. The engine is ready to pull the train out of the station. On another platform, a train has just come in. Some passengers are getting off, others are getting on. At the newsstands, people are choosing books, magazines, or newspapers for the journey. At the check room, others are leaving or picking up their baggage. Further along, there are lunchrooms crowded with people having a quick meal, while those with time to spare are sitting in the waiting rooms.
Lesson 26, 26th lesson, at the station.
Porter, will you look after my baggage, please?
Where to, sir?
I'm going by the 10 o'clock train to Washington. Will you have this trunk checked and put in the baggage car? The suitcase and bag can go with me at my seat.
Yes, please. Yes, sir. Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Coach or parlor car?
Coach, try and find me a seat in the rear by the window if you can.
Have you got your ticket yet?
Not yet. Not yet. Where's the ticket window?
Come with me and I'll show you. Here it is. I'll meet you on the platform.
Which platform is it?
Number 8, over there.
One coach ticket to Washington, please.
One way or round trip?
One way. Do I have to change anywhere?
No change. It's a through train.
Thank you. Thank you.
Here you are, sir. I found you a seat next to the window. Your car is near the dining car, and you can go to lunch when the diner opens.
What time do we get to Washington?
You're due to arrive at 2:30.
Thank you. Here you are. Here you are.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good trip. Have a good trip.
Well, I've still got a few minutes to spare, so I'll go and get a novel or detective story to read during the trip.
Don't miss the train.
That's all right. The train doesn't leave for another 10 minutes. It won't take me more than 5 minutes to get a book.
Liner. Lesson 27. 27th lesson. Traveling by sea and air. A week ago last Wednesday, I went down to the pier to see my partner off to France on one of our largest liners. What colossal ships these vessels are when you see them from the pier alongside the dock. I had a pass, so I went on board and had a look around. From the top deck, I could see the huge cranes lifting the cargo and lowering it into the holds. I saw members of the crew carrying out their duties in various parts of the ship, while the captain watched the operations from the bridge. Then the whistle sounded, and the visitors made for the gangway. Made for the gangway. Finally, the ship began to move off, and the passengers, leaning over the rails, waved goodbye to their friends standing below among the crowd. few days, a few days later, I myself had to go to Chicago. The trip was urgent, and I went by air. I went to the airport by a special bus provided by a transport company. On the airfield, we saw a large plane waiting for us. We climbed into it, and at exactly 12 o'clock, it took off. Very soon, our magic carpet reached a high altitude, and we saw all the country pass below us. It wasn't long before we arrived at our destination. Our pilot made a perfect landing, and we got out of the plane.
Lesson 28. 28th lesson. On the boat.
This way for the boat. This way for the
Eighth lesson.
This way for the boat. Have your passports ready, please. Pass on up the gangplank. First class on the right. Cabin. First class on the right. First class on the right. Cabin and tourist class on the left.
Are you coming on deck with me, or would you rather stay here?
I don't know. I don't
Stay here.
I don't know. If it's if it's going to be rough, I prefer to stay here. If it's going to be rough, I prefer to stay here. I'm not much of a setter.
You won't be seasick on this trip. At this time of year, the sea's normally quite calm. We're sure to have a good crossing. I'll find a couple of deck chairs in the sun.
Oh, well, I'll risk it, but it... I'll risk it, but if the worst comes to the worst, don't comes to the worst, don't blame me. The worst, don't blame me.
Do you travel much?
Not more than I can help by sea. I've done this crossing once before, but frankly, I did not enjoy it. But frankly, I did not enjoy it. But frankly, I did not enjoy it.
Why don't you fly across? Why don't you fly across?
I think I will one of these days. Couldn't possibly be worse than a really bad sea crossing, and it's very much quicker anyway that way.
Well, I suppose we'd better get ready for landing. Say, you haven't got anything dutiable, have you? If you have, you'd better declare it. Dutiable, have you? If you have, you'd better declare it.
Whatever you do, don't try to hide it from the customs officer, or you'll get into trouble.
I don't think I'm quite as foolish as that. As a matter of fact, I don't think I have anything to declare. Still, thanks all the same.
Lesson 29. 29th lesson. A street in New York. We're now in Times Square, where Broadway crosses 7th Avenue. Here is 42nd Street, one of the busiest in New York. Near one of the street corners, you can see an entrance to the subway. And over there is 5th Avenue, famous all over the world for its splendid stores. On both sides of the street, there are shops, banks, and restaurants. In the street, there's a constant stream of cars, taxis, buses, and trucks. The streetcars have been replaced by buses. The noise is deafening, but you get used to it. The sidewalks are crowded with people, and it's dangerous to try to cross the street until the traffic is stopped, either by the policeman on duty or by the red traffic lights. In any case, before crossing the street, be sure to look to your left. And when you reach the middle of the road, look to your right. At night, the streets are lighted by electricity. You can see the lampposts on the sidewalks and on the islands in the middle of the street. The main streets are flooded with light from the brilliant store windows and the neon signs and the advertisements, so that after dark, everything looks as bright as day. Lesson 30, 30th lesson, asking the way.
Excuse me, can you tell me the way to Times Square by 5th Avenue?
Certainly.
Square by 5th Avenue.
Library, and then go up Fifth Avenue to the library, and then go west on 42nd Street. You turn left at the library, and in less than 5 minutes you'll be in Times Square.
Thank you very much. How far is it from here? How far is it from here?
Well, if you walk, it'll take you 30 minutes to 3/4 of an hour.
Is there a bus?
I think so, but you better ask that policeman over there. He'll give you all the information you want.
Thank you. Excuse me, officer, is there a bus from here to Times Square?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Any bus on Broadway will take you. There's a bus stop over there. Ask the conductor to let you off at Times Square.
Thank you. Does this bus go to Times Square?
Yes, sir. Step lively. Have your fares ready. Drop your fare in the box. Move to the rear, please. No more passengers. No smoking. Just no smoking. Move back from the door. Move back from the door.
Driver, will you please tell me when we get to Times Square? Will you please, driver, will you please tell me when we get to Times Square?
Times Square, this is your stop, mister. Watch your step.
Much obliged.
Lesson 31, 31st lesson. A visit to Washington. If you can stay only a few days in Washington, you won't have much time for sightseeing. So how to spend your time to the best advantage is a problem. If I were you, I should make up my mind beforehand. It all depends on your taste. You may, for instance, be interested in old houses, or in art galleries, or in museums. Or you might prefer to start with the principal government buildings and monuments. In that case, you could begin on Capitol Hill and see the houses of Congress, the Supreme Court,
the Library of Congress, the Senate and House office buildings. From there you could go along Pennsylvania Avenue to the White House. Then you can walk up the hill and have a look at the Washington Monument and go on along the Mall to the Lincoln Memorial. After that, you might take a walk along the Potomac River to the Jefferson Memorial. That's really more than enough for one day, but still, if you want to see more, why not get on a bus and ride through the city? The bus goes along Connecticut Avenue, then along Pennsylvania Avenue past the White House to 14th Street. There you might as well get off and walk across to the Smithsonian Institution. After that, you could retrace your steps to the heart of the city and see the stores of the museums. And then if you had time and weren't too tired, you could go and see the Washington Cathedral or to the Mint and other government offices. Lesson 32. 32nd lesson. Sightseeing.
Is it possible to see anything of Washington in 1 or 2 days?
Why, yes, but of course not half enough.
What do you think I ought to see first?
Well, if you're interested in historical places, you should go to the capital, the White House, and the Library of Congress. Do you like art galleries?
Surely.
Do you like art galleries?
Surely.
Then why not go to the National Gallery and the Corcoran and the Folger Shakespeare Library is wonderful.
I'm told one ought to see the Smithsonian Institution. Do you think I shall have time for that? Do you think I shall have time for that? Do you think I shall have time for that?
Well, you might, but if I were you, I should leave that for some other day. You could spend a whole day there. It's much too big to be seen in an hour or so.
I suppose it is. What about going to the zoo?
That's a good idea. You could spend a couple of hours there comfortably, or even a whole afternoon.
I'll do that then. How do I get there?
Let me see. Where are we? Oh, there's the Capitol. I think your best way, Capitol. I think your best way from here is to take a bus across town.
Is it much of a walk?
Yes, at least an hour or so. But if you're in a hurry, why not take a taxi?
I think I will. Here's one coming. Taxi.
Lesson 33. Lesson 33. 33rd lesson. The big stores. I went into one of the big New York stores today and enjoyed myself very much. Just wandering from one department to another, looking at the various articles on the counters. I thought the clerks were very helpful. There must have been hundreds of salesmen and saleswomen in dozens of different departments, including china, haberdashery, haberdashery, notions, furniture, hardware, and even groceries. I went from one department to another, from umbrellas to gloves, from notions to lace, up and down, in elevators and on escalators. As I was going As I was going through the book department, I was surprised to meet an old friend of mine whom I haven't seen for years. She's been living abroad, and she's just come back to New York for a short vacation. We We went up to the restaurant and had lunch together. Of course, we talked and talked. She told me that she was married and that she'd brought her eldest son to America with her. He was going to school here and would live with his grandmother, who's a widow. His grandfather died quite recently. We didn't finish lunch until 2:30. Then we did some shopping together. I can't tell you how glad we were to see each other again. We used to be very great friends before she went to live in Europe. I hadn't seen her for let me see. Let me see. 10 or 12 years at least. Lesson 34. 34th lesson. Shopping. Excuse me. How do I get to the glove department? Over there on the left. Over there on the left, madam. Just past the ribbon counter. Is this the right counter for gloves? Yes, madam. What sort of gloves do you want? Kid, suede, chamois? Suede, chamois? Kid, suede, chamois? Well, let me see some of each, please. Certainly, madam. Certainly, madam. Madam. What size do you take? 7 1/4, I believe. But you better measure my hand to make sure. I think a 7 is your size. How do you like these? I can recommend them. They wear very well. How much are they? $3.50, madam. Very well, I'll take them. And now, how do I get to the shoe department? Come this way, please, and I'll show you. Just over there, beyond the millinery department. What kind of shoe do you want, madam? Calf, patent leather, suede? I want a walking shoe with a low heel. Perhaps calf would be best. I like dress shoes, but of course high heels aren't suitable for country wear. Here's a pair about your size. Try them on. How do they feel? How do they feel? They're fairly comfortable, but they're a bit tight across the toes. I suppose they'll stretch a little. Yes, they'll stretch with wearing. Very well then. Now let's see. What else did I want? Oh yes. Stockings, shoe polish, a pair of scissors, and some safety pins.
Lesson 35, 35th lesson. Tailor and the dressmaker. This morning I've been to my tailor's to order a new suit, coat, vest, and trousers. I should have liked to order a new overcoat as well. My old one is nearly worn out, but just now I can't afford it. I shall have to wait until next year. But I might get a raincoat later on. My tailor always has an excellent stock of materials to choose from, and I think I've chosen what will be the best for my purpose. I've had my measurements taken, and I'm going again in 2 weeks' time for the first fitting. After I've tried the suit on, the tailor will probably have to make a few alterations, and he'll mark the places for pockets, buttons, and buttonholes. Then he'll ask me to return later for a final fitting, just to make sure that the suit really fits well. My wife has also been buying some new clothes this week. She's bought herself a fur coat and a ready-made suit, that's to say a coat and skirt. She's been trying to find a silk blouse to match, so far without success. But when she went to the milliner's, she did succeed in getting just the right hat, in the very latest fashion, or so she says. It would seem that the one she bought 3 weeks ago is already out of date. 3 weeks. It would seem that the one she bought 3 weeks ago is already out of date. Already out of date. Out of date.
Lesson 36. 36th lesson. Ordering new clothes.
Good morning. I should like to order a business suit. What materials have you got? I want something for the fall. Not too heavy and not too light.
How do you like this pattern, sir?
It's much too light in color for the fall. I'd rather have something darker and a little heavier. I'd rather have something darker and a little heavier. Too light in color for the fall. I'd rather have something darker and a little heavier.
What about this, then?
Yes, that's better. How much is it?
This is an exceptionally good quality cloth, very soft, and guaranteed pure wool. A suit of this will cost you $125.
I'm afraid that's really more than I wanted to pay. I should have liked something cheaper, but still I expect it's worth it. I should have liked something cheaper, but still I expect it's worth it.
It certainly is. It certainly is, sir. It certainly is. It certainly is, sir. You could get something ready-made for less. If you'll take off your coat, I'll take your measurements. That's all, thank you. Can you come back 2 weeks from tomorrow for a fitting?
Yes, that'll be all right.
At the dress shop. I should like to try on one of these dresses. Please come with me to the fitting room. This one is a model gown and the latest style. I like the style, but I don't care for the color. I like the style. I like the style, but I don't care for the color, and it's a bit large too. What about this one? We have this model in several sizes and colors. Pale green, dark brown, black. Let me see the black one in my size. Yes, that's better. But isn't the skirt rather long? Yes. We'll shorten it an inch or two. And the waist will have to be taken in a little too. But you can leave that to us.
Lesson 37. 37th lesson. Window shopping and the drugstore. If anybody were to ask me which shop windows I find the most interesting, I'd find it hard to answer. My wife, I know, would be all in favor of the department stores, the milliners, and the jewelers. My eldest son would be all for the sports shops, for their golf clubs, tennis rackets, baseball bats, and footballs. The children would vote for the toy shops, And as for me, well, I must confess to a weakness for the tobacco shop window. Well, I must confess to a weakness. Well, I must confess to a weakness. Well, I must confess to a weakness for the tobacco shop. It is not that I smoke a lot, but there's something fascinating about the neat little piles of different colored tobaccos, the beautifully polished briar pipes, the attractive boxes of cigars and cigarettes, their tobacco pouches, cigarette cases, and holders. If you smoke a pipe, you have the choice of dozens of excellent brands of pipe tobacco. If you like cigars, then you can get them at any price you care to pay. And if you prefer cigarettes, you can buy Virginia, Turkish, or Egyptian, whichever you like. Matches are good and cheap, but many people nowadays use a lighter. The corner drugstore has often replaced the tobacco shop as the place where you buy tobacco as well as medicines. They also sell books, magazines, newspapers, picture postcards, and other stationery, such as writing pads, note paper, blotting paper, envelopes, ink, fountain pens, pencils, and so on. And usually there's a soda fountain for snacks and a candy counter too.
Okay. Okay. Here's a song. A song. I keep trying to fucking shut the door. Grab me guitar, please. Grab me guitar, please. Grab me guitar, please. Grab me guitar, please. Grab me guitar, please.
Right, I've got it.
Sunset rock.
Look like it.
I've written her out. Come on.